Doctors, thank you for agreeing to participate in this unrehearsed experiment in precognition, predicting the future. Yesterday, you all saw me take a playing card and put it inside this envelope. You all have seen it hanging in place for 2 days, yesterday and today. We are going to find out in a few moments what my prediction is. Dr. Rice, Allison, said that she had a deck of cards at home and she agreed to participate in this. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rice. Absolutely unrehearsed, unprepared. I'm going to ask Dr. Rice now to remove the cards from the box. And then, without us seeing the cards, I'm going to ask Dr. Rice to shuffle them up until she's satisfied that those cards are completely mixed up and randomized. And once she's satisfied that those cards are completely mixed up without looking at their faces, Dr. Rice is going to deal 8 cards into a little pile onto the table in front of her, discard the rest of the deck, and then she is going to pick up those 8 cards without us seeing them, still face down, put them into her hand, and she's going to mix those 8 cards up. So none of us can see these cards. None of us have any idea what those 8 cards are in her hand. And even Dr. Rice has no idea what those cards are. And now, once Dr. Rice, are you satisfied they're thoroughly mixed? I'm going to ask you, please, to take the top card without showing it to us. Have you look at the top card on that packet, remember it, and then place it face down onto that packet. Now, holding that packet in your hand, I want you to use your other hand to roll an imaginary die, okay, a single dice, imaginary, and only you can see the imaginary number that comes up on that die. Yes? I want you to take that number, not telling us, and I want you then to take the, whatever that number is, I want you to take the packet and go 1, 2, 3, whatever that number is, from the top to the bottom of the packet. And once you've completed that, I'm going to ask you to do that again, the same number. Okay? And once you've completed that, all done? Now I'm going to ask you, please, to take that packet of cards and I want you to deal out one at a time, starting at your left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, face down. Okay? So you'll deal out a row of 4 cards face down from that packet, top of that packet, and that will leave you now 4 cards in your hand, and I'll have you deal again face down, starting at your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have a top row and a bottom row, face down cards. Now I'm going to ask you, please, to take your right hand and to just place it above farthest card to the right on the top row, just above it. Feel over it. Okay, good. I want you now just to pick that card up without looking at it. And I'm going to tell you that is not your card. You may turn it over and look at it and verify if I'm correct. That's not your card, is it? Please discard that card. Now, I'm going to ask you to take your right hand and put it over the last card in the bottom row, the farthest card to your right. Just want you to hold your hand over it. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to pick that card up sight unseen. Hold on to it for a minute. That is not your card either. Please turn it over to look and verify. That's not your card. Please discard it. Now, I'm going to ask you, please, to take the cards in the top row. In place where they are, I want you to turn them face up. Very good. So now you have that row. Those cards are face up in that row. And then I'll have you do the same with the bottom row, turning each card face up in place. Now, I'm going to ask you silently to look for your card. When you see your card, I want you to just pick your card up off the table and move it, exchange it with the card to the left of it or the card to the right of it. And once you've done that, I just want you to say, I'm ready. You're ready. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is I will have you turn your microphone on because I'm going to have you tell us the top row. Would you please tell us, starting at the left, the three cards in the top row?
So I have the three of diamonds, the jack of clover, and then
Okay,
the seven
yes.
of spades.
Okay, very good. And now what I want you to do is I want you to look, please, at the bottom row and tell us the cards in the bottom row.
So I have the two of clover, the king of hearts, and then the ace of clover.
Very good. Now, I don't want you to tell us what your card is. I want you to look at your card, think of your card. And your card's not in the top row, is it? It is, isn't it? Yes,
Mhm.
it is in the top row. That's what I thought. Very good, because in a minute now, I'm going to ask you, please, just to, without showing it in the camera's view, I want you just to pick up your card, and I just want you to hold your card. Okay, we don't want to see it yet, but I want you to pick up your card. Okay, now I want you with the back of the card to the camera, so we cannot see what your card is. I want you to pick up your card and hold it to the camera. Very good. I've removed my prediction card from the envelope. And would you please now tell us, turning your card around to the camera, what was the card you selected? Was in fact the Jack of Clovers. Thank you all very much for participating with me and allowing me to predict the future. Thank you.